More grim details emerged on day 4 of the murder trial of Oscar Pistorius in South Africa. The athlete shot and killed his girlfriend Reva Steenkamp on Valentine's Day last year. With his head in his hands, Pistorius listened to the testimony of neighbour Dr. Johann Stipp, who was one of the first people to arrive on the scene after being awoken by what he said sounded like gunshots. Stipp, who lives on the same Silverwoods estate as Pistorius, described the scene as he went to help Miss Steenkamp, with the Paralympian knelt crying over her.
To me it was obvious that she was mortally wounded. I looked at the rest of her body and I noted that she had a wound in the right thigh, also a wound in the right upper arm. As I looked further, I saw there was blood and hair and what looked like brain tissue intermingled with that to the right high parietal area of her skull. While I was trying to ascertain if she is survivable, Oscar was crying all the time. He prayed to God to please let her live. She must not die. He said at one stage while he was praying that he will dedicate his life and her life to God if she would just only live and not die that night.
Stipp added that at the time he feared Pistorius would harm himself. The testimony proved difficult for the athlete, who cried and reportedly appeared to retch.
In the toilet.
Earlier, defence lawyer Barry Rue continued his cross-examination of witness Charles Johnson, who claims to have heard more than 3 gunshots that night.
Having thought about Mr. Rue's statement, I'm not sure exactly how the cricket bat was handled, but let's assume it was handled like an axe when you're chopping wood and you strike the object. The time it takes to reload your backswing and strike again requires more time than the rapid succession of shots that I heard from the gun. Therefore, it's difficult for me to accept Mr. Rue's version of that I heard that it was the cricket bat striking the door. I also believe that a cricket bat striking a door, which is a large object, would make a different sound, not a sharp sound like a gunshot.
The trial continues, with many experts predicting the case will ultimately hinge on the forensic and ballistic evidence from the crime scene. Pistorius denies intentionally killing Miss Steenkamp, saying he mistook her for an intruder. The prosecution say he shot her deliberately after a row.